wild weather isn't over in Nelson, and there could be a long road to recovery ahead. Almost 400 homes have been evacuated due to river flooding and landslips, with more slips being reported overnight. Met Service has issued a red warning, the highest possible alert for more heavy rain tonight, which could cause more dangerous river conditions, significant flooding and slips. Outgoing Mayor Rachel Reese says her successor will be overseeing the city's rehabilitation.
It's going to be a recovery, in my view, looking at the damage today, that it's not going to be over a matter of months, it's going to be over years.
Wild weather has also caused slips, fallen trees and flooding in the far north, where many areas are completely cut off by closures to State Highways 1, 10 and 11 and local roads. Meanwhile, river levels are now receding on the west coast. Dissident MP Gaurav Sharma appears to be going down with all guns blazing. The Hamilton West MPs refusing to take part in mediation after being suspended from Labour's caucus this week. Sharma has now played a recording to Newshub of another MP saying his suspension was predetermined. He labels the process a kangaroo court. Newstalk ZB Deputy Political Editor Jason Walls says Sharma is completely unremorseful.
I was actually surprised it took so long. He had showed no indication that he was going to go quietly. So the fact that he took about a day and a half to actually come out publicly is the most surprising thing.
Labour MPs will meet on Tuesday on a motion of whether to expel him. Police believe some family of the two primary school-aged children whose bodies have been found in suitcases in Auckland may still be in New Zealand. Their bodies were found after contents of a storage unit, won in an online auction, were taken to a Manorewa home last Thursday. New Zealand police are working with Interpol and overseas agencies as part of the investigation. Although it's still early days, it's believed the bodies had been in the unit for 3 to 4 years, and they were aged between 5 and 10 when they died. Detective Inspector Tofilau Fa'amanawina Vailua says he feels for the family of the victims.
You know, right here, right now, there are relatives out there that aren't aware that their loved ones have deceased, especially 2 young children.
Korea firefighters say they don't want to strike today, but have to. The Professional Firefighters Union will walk off the job for 1 hour at 11 a.m. and again next Friday. And police are working to establish who was driving a red Ford Falcon they believe fatally hit a Dunedin man last month. Sean Bowes was fatally struck by a vehicle on Eglinton Road on July 21st. Speaking on 10-7 Aotearoa, Detective Senior Sergeant Nick Lee says earlier that night, the 28-year-old and an associate went to Unity Park when 2 other vehicles, including the Ford Falcon, arrived. He says someone they weren't expecting turned up. There was an incident between the groups which caused Bowes to leave. New Zealand's only all-female brewery is turning 20 this year. Amberley Brewing Company Brew Moon has made the trip to Wellington for Beervana, which kicks off today. Founder Belinda Gould says things have changed over the past 2 decades.
Back in the day, we used to get so many people who would come into the bar and the bloke would have a beer and the woman would say she didn't drink beer. And it was always my aim to convince her that perhaps she could try beer.
Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald. Click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.